We took our kids camping for the very first time ever as a family this weekend, and I want to tell you about it, but first, coffee. Hi, I'm Tori, and welcome to my home, by the way. So Alex and Asher have gone camping every summer for a lot of summers, so it wasn't the boys' first time camping. And growing up, I kind of camped. We went on one trip together as a family when I was a little girl, and then, that's not enough. And then every year about Memorial Day, my dad and I would set up our tent, in our backyard so that my mom and sister could sleep inside in the house, and my dad and I could kind of feel like we camped. And we would spend Memorial Day weekend camping in our backyard. I don't know if that counts as actual camping or not, but anyways, we were really excited to go together as a family. I know that honestly in this stage of life, camping is about one of the only trips we could actually afford to bring our kids on. That being said, my daughter is so chatty at night. Anytime she needs to come in our bed because there's a storm or something, she'll just stay up. She doesn't get tired and pass out like a lot of kids typically do. She just gets chattier. So we weren't really sure how camping was gonna go, but it went pretty good. Okay, grab a chair, get comfy. I want to tell you all about it and show you some really cute little clips that I got. Okay, so I grew up with a mom who was a big talker, and pretty much everything we would do, we would have to recap. So I figured I'd basically recap and tell you all about our weekend. We wanted to make sure that the weekend was successful, so we actually camped somewhere pretty close so we could get home if there was rain or anything, and we only stayed one night. So we left on Saturday morning, we packed up the car, got going, and the kids were just running all over the house, so excited. Because my son's been camping so many times, he was just telling us all the things that we needed to pack and we needed to do, and it was so cute because he just went into big brother hype, I'm gonna teach you guys mode. It was absolutely adorable. We actually my dad gave us the tent that I had when I was a little girl that I used to camp in, and that was the tent that we set up, which was just really fun and kind of special to take my kids on their first camping trip with that tent. And then also my grandma, we had this camping table growing up, and my grandma gave us that camping table from her, so it felt especially nostalgic for me. We took off on our first little family hike. Our family actually goes to the spot that we camped often, and we go on little hikes, but it was really fun to be able to go to one and not have to worry about the time or anything. And I did something kind of different on this little trip because it's been so long. Our family has not gone on any kind of trip, the four of us, since 2022. This was our first time just kind of getting away, and it was camping really close to where we live. Because it's been so long, I really wanted to make sure that the kids just got the best of us and knew the weekend was just about being a family and being together. So I mostly just left my phone, and I actually borrowed my mom. She has the older, nice camera, and I borrowed that. And I took that with us on our hike, and I took videos and pictures galore. In fact, I'm posting pictures pretty much all week over on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go over there and follow me to see some of our pictures. Within 24 hours, I took over 200 photos and videos. I took so much, but it made it really special because we were just so in the moment. The kids thought the really fancy camera was super fun. And so we went on just a super long, beautiful hike. We were out, I think it ended up being a couple hours. It was so nice to just not have a clock or anything to tell us we need to get back. It was just what we felt doing. When we first started, it was technically my daughter's nap time, but because we're on a family trip, we didn't want to make her like have to lay down and take a nap. And when we first left, she was like walking all slumped and all upset, and she just kept going, "Oh, I need to be asleep. I'm so tired." So we pretty much carried her the first like half, but then she was off and running and having so much fun. Asher recently started referring to himself as Adventure Boy. He would love to make movies and shows someday. He makes little ones on a pretend camera all the time, and his newest character is Adventure Boy, and he goes on adventures. And by the end of the hike, we were Adventure Family with Adventure Mom, Adventure Dad, Adventure Sister, Adventure Brother, and then Adventure Baby, which was my daughter's baby doll who had to be left in the tent, and we kept having a little sore spot that Adventure Baby wasn't with us.
Adventure Mommy and Adventure Baby with Adventure Daddy. Oh, I don't have Adventure Baby. It's a mouse.
It was so fun. We explored. We had brought some fishing stuff with us on this little hike because there's a lot of little spots to fish along the river as we were hiking. But because of all the rain, the river was moving really, really fast. And so on Saturday, we didn't get by it. We just towed it around a huge fishing bag and fishing poles. It was really funny because as we were walking, we were rotating between carrying the bag and then being the one to like carry the kids and manage all of that. And every time I carried it, I kept getting stuck in the trees. Like my husband's pole was so long that I just kept getting stuck and having to like bend weird to make sure that I didn't like hook on anything. But narrated an entire show. That was our hike. It was so fun. It was so special. I just remembered that I have one of the comforters in the washer and we need to hang it up outside. Hold on. We'll hang this outside. And this campground had like a pretty nice modern bathroom not too far from our campsite. So we like stopped, rinsed the kids off, brushed our teeth, all of that fun jazz, and then made s'mores, tucked the kids in, and to my surprise, my daughter passed out, and that felt like camping win. Like, okay, if Evie will sleep, we can go camping. Alex and I sat by the fire for a little bit while the kids fell asleep and then headed in ourselves. And this was probably the rougher part of our camping trip because we got the world's worst camping neighbors. Someone had set up camp like right behind us. And I shouldn't say someone, it was just like this group of young people, and they were definitely ready to party for the night. Which, like, to each your own. You've come out to a campground, you can do whatever the heck you want. Except for the fact that they were so loud. We just heard them yelling all night. Like at one point, I just hear this one guy like yell super loud, which whatever, except I'm trying to sleep. I don't want woken up by that. I think we did a good job at tuckering our kids out because luckily they didn't wake up. We woke up because between this rowdy group and our mattress slowly deflating on us, that wasn't super comfortable. Asher woke up super early and he was ready to go. He was like, we're camping. That means we go fishing in the morning, except we weren't planning on going fishing. Since we had Evie and we're there as a family, we were gonna have a nice slow camp morning. Asher even said that he had a lot of fun. The downside to it was, he goes, there's 4 people, not 3 people. And we said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, when it's me, Daddy, and Papa camping, I get to do whatever I want. But because you girls are here, I had to do what everyone wanted to do. He's 6, it makes sense. We impeded on what felt like his special thing. At the same time, I think it was a good lesson for him. And like, we do the fun thing, we find a way to have fun and we don't pout, you know? We enjoyed some breakfast, got dressed, grabbed all of our fishing stuff, and we went to explore and find another little fishing spot. That's where we spent Sunday morning in just like the most beautiful little spot. There's actually like a really good little fisherman. He loves to cast out his line, and Evie was not into the fishing as much, but she caught her very first fish, which was so sweet.
What fish did she get?
Stop. Evie!
What fish did she get?
I think it's a striped bass, a white bass.
Evie, you just caught your first fish!
Daddy's never even caught one of these. Look at you go.
I think. Mommy, have you ever caught a fish like that looks like that?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen a fish like that?
Gone a bunch of times this summer as a family, and the last time we went, we left and she was just crying because she still hadn't caught a fish, and I hadn't caught a fish yet this summer either, and she just goes, Mommy, I just don't think girls can catch fishies. And so I was so excited when she caught a fish. And she is so funny because Asher, like, he's not the hugest fan of animals and things that move. He'll warm up to things, but he's not like, let's do it. Whereas Evie, like, all these worms she is holding up, they're her friends and she's talking to them, and then she got this little fish, and guys, she was so excited and she just loved it. It was her friend, she caught her friend. So it just made for a really special little like end cap to our camping trip. Well, it was only like 24 hours. It was exactly what our family needed to just reset a little bit, to get away from all of the home resets and cleaning up and to-do lists and things and work, and be able to just focus on family is just such a good reminder of like what this is all about. It is about being together, being in life together, and loving one another, and being in the presence of God within that, and just like how beautiful that bit of life is. It's really easy to get swallowed up by life. My husband and I, when we were up on Saturday night, we were just talking about how disconnected we felt. We've been together, we've been doing a lot of stuff this summer as a family, and we've stayed really busy, which has been so fun, and yet not a whole lot of things just slow and together. And we were just saying how wonderful it was to slow down, but also that it was taking us a minute to really like engage in that and remember we didn't need to do anything and engage with our kids. And I just think it's really easy to get caught up in our day-to-day. I mean, for my husband and I have shared, like, he's a blue collar worker. I work in him with our kids. We're just kind of constantly on the go, and we've talked a lot about sometimes it feels like we're just like in this fight to just tread water. Like, we're not making ground, we're just trying to tread water in so many ways, and it can feel weary and we can feel really exhausted. But what a beautiful way to reset is just being together and being in nature. And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm probably crunchy, and I feel so connected to God when I'm like in the trees, and I was eaten alive by mosquitoes and yet didn't really care, like I didn't want to leave. It was just really sweet and a good reminder to slow down. Anyway, that was our family's very first camping trip, and as my husband called us as my son called us, the adventure family. Hopefully we are in for a lot of adventures in the future because our family has a lot of fun together, and I definitely long for more moments like that.
Ethan, are you sure you don't want to fish right now? Because
That was so funny. Let me know if your family enjoys camping. Do you camp in the summer, and did you grow up camping at all? Make sure you go follow me over on Instagram at Toria at Home to see some of the really sweet little pictures that I took. Thanks for being here. Bye, friends.